Alright guys, this is a little fella. He's sitting on the bank right over here. Um, looks like he's under 4 feet, so hopefully we'll be able to catch him pretty quick, and then we'll be able to relocate him. Gators are under 4 feet. I'm able to relocate, take most of them down to the Merritt Island Wildlife Refuge. Did he already slip into the water? Oh no, look, he's right here. There he goes. Nope, he's off the dock. All right, this dock is underwater from Hurricane Milton. Oh man, my hook touched him. He didn't like it. Let's see where he goes. There he goes, all the way over there. So many lily pads. Oh! I got him? Nope. These lily pads are getting in the way. Let's see where he pops up at. There he is, all the way on the other side. Got my catch pole and sneak over there. Hopefully he stays. He's right up along the bank. A lot of these smaller gators, they're easier to catch because they're curious and they're not very smart. So I've been here before for a couple gators, and it seems like every time I show up, they decide to leave. And this one here is definitely smaller. He just sunk down nice and easy. Let's see where he's going. He just went down like right here. I saw some of his lily pads move. Hopefully he'll pop up somewhere real close here. Little gators are a little target, especially when they're hiding out in all these lily pads. I was kind of hoping to be done with this already. Here we go, baby. What's up, wifey? She's trying to get little Jackson to take a nap. Guess he's been pretty wild this morning. There's so many lily pads. I was hoping a lot of these lily pads would have been underwater the way that the water level rose from the hurricane, but not so much. Let me grab my binoculars and see if I could find where he went. So this guy's pretty small. He looks like he's under 4 feet, so I'll be able to catch this guy, bring him down to the wildlife refuge, and relocate him. The other thing that happens at this pond a lot is when I come here to catch these gators, they end up all hiding under that dock. Well, that dock today is but he is a little fella. He's got a lot of lily pads to hide under and around. So casting is going to have to be pretty much perfect, unless I'm lucky enough to catch him slipping out in the middle of this little pond again. That was perfect when he went into the dock. So close. Not a very big pond. And not a very big gator either. But they got cats. They got a pool. He's pretty brave other than right now because I've casted a fishing pole at him. So the other two gators that I tried to catch out of here also were able to stay underwater forever. Sometimes these smaller gators like to stay underwater for a really long time. Small gators are funny. They're either like really smart or they're really, we'll say, curious. Those curious ones are the ones that are easy to catch. So here I'm just looking for his head up in these lily pads anywhere. Also looking for any sort of bubble trails. This pond has a lot of sediment on the bottom. So the bubble trail, they make bubbles come up when they're like walking along the bottom or swimming along the bottom. And the bubbles come up from that sediment. So I'm looking for that, looking for any of these lily pads to be moving from him walking or swimming on the bottom. I said he's a pretty small gator, so he's a pretty small target. Oh, he's right there, right in front of me. Let's see. Again, right in those lily pads. Oh, hit him right in the head. Oh, darn it. All right, he's swimming out though. Saw those lily pads over there move like he just swam straight out. Yeah, the casting's got to be like perfect in here. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to hit you in the head with my hook. So he possibly went back toward the dock. Saw some bubbles over there. Sometimes these little gators are such a pain in the butt to catch. So again, same thing. I'm just looking for his head for bubbles, a bubble trail, or some of these lily pads moving around. Today so far has definitely been the coldest morning since the winter. It was 60 degrees when I woke up this morning. It was nice and brisk and it just felt good. I just wanted to be outside. I see we got a couple people in here. Anybody from Florida? How did you guys, if you are, how did you guys do with the hurricane? We live in New Smyrna Beach and we got really lucky, really lucky. There's a lot of neighborhoods, houses, streets, and everything around us that flooded. And they did, what was that, 2 years ago? Or, yeah, I think 2 years ago when we had that Hurricane Nicole and Ian. They were kind of back to back. A lot of people lost everything, and then they just lost everything again. We got really lucky, but a lot of people not so much. It's crazy. I feel like the hurricanes haven't always been this bad. It's moving some of these gators around. I've already checked a bunch of ponds today. I probably checked, I don't know, 10 ponds or so. And this is the first alligator I've even seen. It's just been, maybe because it was a little chilly, which would make me think that the gators would want to be up on the shores basking. But I was hoping to have this guy caught already. And then I got one more pond to check after this that we saw the gator the other day. And he was pretty good size. He was somewhere, seemed like between 9 and 10 foot. So I'm gonna go hopefully catch that guy after this. I see something happening in the corner over there. I can't tell if that's like a bunch of little minnows or if that's some sediment getting stirred up from him. Just looking through these lily pads to see if I see his little head sticking up anywhere. There's some massive bullfrogs in this pond. There's a bunch of tadpoles too. This morning I got off shift. Started up in St. Augustine. I checked a bunch of ponds to see a single alligator. Came here, saw this guy, and he's giving me hell. He's under 4 foot. So we'll be able to catch him and relocate him. But he's got to let me catch him first. Man. Smart little guy. This pond is just hard to catch gators in. There's so many lily pads. Casting's got to be perfect, especially when it's a little small gator, small target. And like when they're in all these little lily pads and stuff, you got to really like drop your hook just perfectly, or else some lily pads are gonna hang you up. Just keep spooking the gator. He was just over there, up in those lily pads. Cast it on him, and it just bounced right off his head. It was almost a perfect cast, but it wasn't. No bait, so I just use a weighted treble hook. I wait till I see these guys, and I cast over them and snag them. A lot of times, though, the hook never actually penetrates their skin. Their skin is so tough. It just grabs a hold of it, and then I'm able to keep them on and reel them in. You got to keep pressure on them, but that's just another reason why these lily pads are going to make it tough. If you don't keep pressure on, a lot of times that hook just falls right off. So, oh, I see him. He's over there. He's in a terrible spot for me too. Sorry, I'll show you that hook in a minute. I'm gonna see if I can make my way over to him. He's like Sitting right in the middle of these lily pads. I'm sure as I get closer, he's going to go down. But from this distance, the cast is like pretty much impossible. Yeah, there he goes. He went down. Now I see him swimming away from me. I saw the lily pads moving anyway. And they stopped. He's possibly right in this area somewhere. Some bubbles just came up right there. So while I'm waiting for him, I'll show you real fast. Let's put my stuff down. Oh, there's the bubbles. Yeah, so I use a weighted treble hook. I sight cast them, cast over their backs, try to land it kind of right behind their head, and then it grabs up like around, usually around like their front legs. Sometimes it rolls down their back into their back legs. A lot of times when an alligator is chilling in the water, you know, a lot of people think that they're laying flat, but they'll have their head up. It's hard to show with this phone on my chest. Their head will be up, their back will be almost straight down underneath them. So they're not really laying like parallel. They're laying more like kind of with their back half sunk down. So again, that makes their target even smaller. Every once in a while I'll hang a bait. I hate doing it, and I definitely don't want to do it on a gator that's under 4 feet, because they'll get a hook in their stomach, and then they'll end up dying. And these little gators, these under 4 footers, I take them down to a wildlife refuge and relocate them. And a lot of the gators that I catch up in St. Augustine, I try to sell to farms. So I don't want to kill them. I want to keep them alive for sure. Oh, it is fun. It's a blast. I'm down in Ormond now, so I'm trapper up in the southern half of St. Johns County, St. Augustine area, and then I also help out up here in Volusia or down here in Volusia and Flagler counties. What's that? So yeah, the gator after this one, hopefully I'm able to see him and find him. He's a pretty big one. He's down in New Smyrna, so a little bit south of here. Me, my wife, and Jackson, the baby, went out there. I don't even remember what day was that. I was watching baby. Was it like Friday, I think? I think we went out there Friday. And we saw him. He's a smart gator. I casted on him a couple times. They were like perfect casts, but I feel like he's been messed with before. There's some bubbles just right here. And some lily pads moved. But yeah, I cast on him a couple times and he would not. Like, it seemed like he's been messed with before. He knew what was happening. This little gator's smart too. Hoping he'll pop up somewhere real close right here where I could just lob my hook onto him and get this done and over with. Because also I was just on shift yesterday, and we haven't got to do much straightening up and cleaning up after the hurricane. So I still got to store the generator, go help in-laws store their generator. We did take shutters down and stuff like that, but there's still just a lot of work to do, putting patio furniture back out and stuff, so really want to be quick here. And then tomorrow, depending on water quality and stuff, we were talking about maybe trying to go do some shark fishing. We were out on the beach a couple weeks ago and put the drone up. So we flew the drone. I made a little video. It's a couple of videos back. And there was a bunch of sharks on the beach. It was pretty awesome. Swimming right up in amongst people. They were in like deep water, 4, 5, 6 footers. Nothing huge, but definitely bigger than I want to be walking around with. So anyway, beach was flooded with them. We saw probably like 30 or 40 of them in just a couple 100-yard stretch, and over maybe like 30 minutes or so, they were all over the place. Oh, it's grainy. Shoot. I don't know where this little guy went. I don't know where he's going to pop up. I know he was here. Some of these lily pads moved when he went down. But that was it. Like, I feel like he might still be in this general area, but maybe like try moving a little bit. I feel like if he did anything, he came over this way a little more. I know I didn't walk very far, but let me know if that made a difference to deal with here. And for some reason, all these gators over here are pretty dang smart. This is definitely the second, possibly the third gator that's been in here over the past couple weeks. And every time I come, it's I feel like the others are a bit bigger. There's a bullfrog out in front of me, and that thing looks like a small alligator. That is crazy. Some of these bullfrogs are massive in this pond. Like, it looks like he's facing away from me. It looks like he even has scoots on his back. All right, I'm gonna stop talking for just a minute and see if this little gator pops up. Maybe once I stop talking, he'll pop up. A little bit lower too. I feel like he's still somewhere right in front of me. Like he didn't go very far. It's worse. Great. Well, that just stinks. I'm sorry, guys. The reception out here is terrible. 25 minutes into this. I was hoping to be done with this 24 minutes ago. I was hoping this was going to be a really quick catch. feel like he's been under for a good little minute now. He should be surfaced or be surfacing soon. I really feel like he didn't go far. I feel like he's right here somewhere. I'm still scanning the pond with my binoculars just to make sure he's not real sneaky and stealthy and barely sticking his eyes up and nose up in some of these lily pads. Almost looking like one of these bullfrogs. Some of these bullfrogs are huge. Yep. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a bullfrog right over there on top of these lily pads. Not on top of them. It's like just past these lily pads over top of them. And I thought it was the dang gator. Like, these things are humongous. Let me see if I can zoom in on that and find them. Right there. That's bullfrogs. I thought that was an alligator. That's crazy. These bullfrogs are humongous. Oh, they just went under. It would be great if this gator would pop up in the middle of the pond like that. Then I'd be able to cast on him and catch him and be done. He keeps popping up in these lily pads. He's been down for a few minutes now. Keep scanning with my binoculars, hoping to see him. Well, this really stinks. All right, I'm back around in the shade by the dock. Kind of be out of sight, out of mind for a minute. See if it'll make him pop up. I really wonder if there's like a little culvert here or something, because it's happened before too, where like all of a sudden like the gator will just stop popping up. And it's like there's no way he's staying underwater for that long. And they're not original owners. They didn't dig the pond out, so they're not real sure. But oh, 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 oh. Sneaky little guy. Scanning again with my binoculars, looking to see if I can see his little head. So frustrating. So frustrating. Come on, little alligator. Where you at, pal? There's some bubbles right there. That'd be pretty sweet if these surfaces. Surface too, because I'll be able to cast. That might be from tadpoles too, making little bubbles. No, I didn't, babe. He's I don't know where he's at. I don't know if these are the. I don't know if there's some sort of a culvert or a drain tube or something in this pond, but same thing happened with that gator the other time we were out here at this same pond. We sat here, kept seeing him, or saw him a couple times and saw his bubble trails, and then next thing you know, he was just like gone. There's another bullfrog over there. They're so big they look like that thing looked like it was gator eyes looking right at me. Oh, this is so frustrating. I'm frustrated. I know the homeowners are getting frustrated. But I've been out here 3 different times, and it's definitely been 2 different gators, possibly. Is Jackson sleeping yet, babe? Yes, thank you, Jesus. I'm about to do a little loop around this pond. I'm gonna walk around it, I think. And if I don't see the gator, and if I don't stir him up, I think we're just gonna be done here for today. This is so frustrating, this pond. Like I said, I'm frustrated. I know the homeowners are definitely getting frustrated. And the gator is under 4 foot, so I really don't want to hang a bait because it'll kill him. And I don't want to kill a gator for no reason. So we can relocate these gators that are under 4 foot. And if you do end up killing a gator that's under 4 foot, unfortunately you have to discard him or her. You're not allowed to keep them or do anything with them because they don't want to encourage people catching and killing small alligators. It's beyond frustrating. But I'll pack up here in just a minute and then hopefully go catch a 9 or 10 footer down in New Smyrna. There's got to be a den or a culvert in this pond. Because there is 100% no way that this gator has been underwater for this long. Oh, this is absolutely ridiculous. Alright, you guys, I'm going to finish scanning this pond one more time with my binoculars. Then I'm going to end this live and head down to New Smyrna and hopefully go catch a 9 or 10 footer. There's no way this alligator is still here. He has to have found a culvert or a den or some sort of a drain into this pond or something, because there's no way that he has stayed under the water this long. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Hopefully I'll be going live here soon. I try to post weekly videos, although it's been a little slow. Hopefully with this cooler weather, gators start popping up. I'll be posting more videos weekly. We're gonna try and go shark fishing tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a video of that. And stand by. Yeah, nope. Yeah, and we'll start having some more content on there. Thanks, guys.